All right, guys, we have a special guest that has joined us, John Hope Bryant, friend of the show, legend in the game. And we got a big announcement for InvestFest, but we're going to talk about that a little later. First, anytime that we get John on Market Mondays, it's always an honor and a pleasure. So
Absolutely.
there's a lot going on in the world. So I think it'd be appropriate if we ask him a few questions, get some insight on how he's seeing things, if that's okay. So first and foremost, thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.
My honor, and kudos to you. As I said to you offline, kudos to both of you for going to the motherland, to Africa. I've got Mandela's prison number right here. I wear it every day. And going to China thereafter. You got to go to know.
You have to go to know.
All that you read and all that stuff, I'm sure that once you went there, your mind was like, okay, this is a whole nother thing.
Very eye-opening experience for sure. Well, okay. So the question I have to ask you is that we've talked about this a lot, but for entrepreneurs, specifically in our community, right? AI technology is disruptive, right? And a lot of people are scared and nervous, but it's also creating a lot of opportunities as well. How do you think entrepreneurs should be using artificial intelligence right now in 2025?
Like breathing. Somewhere below God, parallel to your most important love relationships, consistent with breathing, wellness in your body, well above entertainment, well above what you like or what you don't like. It is essential. This is Van Jones, who you should have on your show, is very underrated.
Yeah, friend of the show.
Okay, good. Well, people don't understand Van Jones. Van Jones is a genius, and they see him on CNN, but they don't understand his brain. And Jeff Bezos can give him $100 million because he had nothing else to do with his money. I just saw Jeff last week actually with Van, but a lot of the guys you were talking about before, we saw him last week. Van says it's for basically intelligence, and I agree with him. God, the supreme intelligence, nature, biology, artificial intelligence. This is not some new technology. This is not the internet. This is not some app. This is not, going from cassette tapes to DVDs. This is not Blockbuster to Netflix. This is the closest I can give. The closest analogy I can give is it took 60 years to go from the horse and buggy to the automobile. And it was, horse-centric to automobile-centric, or animal-centric to machinery. Now you're about to go from labor to technology, not in 60 years, but in 6. And we're already 1 year into it. By 2030, you won't recognize the world we're living in. And it's already happening. Go to CVS, go to Walgreens, go to the grocery store. 5 years ago, it was 10 people on the checkout line, and there was a test thing called self-checkout. Now you go to the same place, and it's 10 self-checkout, one person trying to make sure you're not stealing. Sorry, oversight, sorry, customer service. And the checkout lanes for humans are basically shut down. You go to a fast food restaurant, and by the way, we don't get credit for that drive-through window, which it indirectly came from us because Uber and Lyft, really, one could argue, came from black taxis in the 50s when Dr. King in the 60s would shut down an economy and tell people to get off the bus because you couldn't sit in the front. They had our own series of black taxi drivers. My man knows the story. Where we just transported ourselves around with private automobiles. That's Uber and Lyft today, by the way. But anyway, the drive-through windows, we had to go through the side window in the back to get the food. I can't prove it. We certainly get the patent. But one could argue that is a legacy of us. Anyway, these fast food restaurants, you go to them, it used to be 20 people there, 10 people there, 8 people working in there. Now it's 3, right? and is it robotics? And I was in Amsterdam going to somewhere 3 months ago, and you go to the Atlanta airport, and you got too many of us with a high school education and a smartphone being used as a dumb phone, and we're sitting in the corner where the wheelchair drop. You push the wheelchair, and they're sitting in the corner between wheelchair pushers doing this, scrolling their phone on entertainment. That you're whistling past the graveyard. Your job is dead. You just don't know it. I'm in Amsterdam. Come right next to me, a human voice. Excuse me. I turn around. There's nobody there. I look down. It's a wheelchair. The wheelchair comes past me. It just drops somebody off at the gate. Comes back to the self parking area for automated wheelchairs. Pulls itself in and waits for the next person and says, "Can I help you? What gate would you like to go to?" No humans. Mm-hmm. This is now. Mm. Within 5 years, by 2030, you're going to have 300 million virtual humanoid robots, which means you're on the phone with them and you can't tell that it's not the Earn Your Leisure guys. You can't tell. And within 20 years, and I think they'll do it faster, you're going to have 300 million humanoid robots. Did you hear me? Walking amongst you.
300 million?
300 million humanoid robots. I mean, there's so many directions we can go with this. Mm-hmm. Like, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but like, there's certain human trades that just might go away. I'll let you figure out what I'm saying.
I mean, what you're talking about is the urgency. That's kind of the work that we've been doing. I know that's the work you've been doing, is trying to express the amount of urgency about this time from an investor standpoint, but from an innovation standpoint. I think the root of it, and maybe we can start there, is the education point, right? Like when we talk about other parts of the world and the educational process around this space, around agentic AI, around artificial intelligence, is far superior to what we're doing here. How do we change that? Like, where do we start with the education part for the youth and obviously for a lot of the adults? Because even the adults our age have no clue. Yeah, they know ChatGPT, that's it.
Yeah. So by the way, I'm co-chair of the AI Ethics Council, which I know you know that, but your audience may not, with Sam Altman, who I believe is the Steve Jobs of this generation.
For sure.
I made sure to put all the HBCU presidents here on that board, along with Dr. King's daughter, Bernice King, Ambassador Andrew Young at 93 is on it. By the way, he's interested in AI. Van Jones is on it. Reid Hoffman is on it. And so we just launched the AI LP3 last week in Atlanta with Georgia State University, all the HBCUs, Atlanta Public Schools, Mayor Dickens, really cultivating a pipeline of prosperity of AI talent from kindergarten, so from middle school, high school, and college, precisely because what you're talking about, and it's best I can tell, it's the only model like that in the country. Press release just issued this morning if you want to read about it. We had 50 kids. I think this will be 500 kids within 2 years, or 5,000 kids in every city. I think we'll be doing this. Here's the good news. China's good at copying stuff, not at innovating it from scratch. They're great at copying. This is going to be a technology that in the short term, copying is a cheat sheet, which, as so China has moved ahead in that regard. Late last year, they were 4 months behind us, so I'm sure they've caught up. But what's going to happen is you're going to have a disruption of jobs. If you're going to have a 30% efficiency ratio, the first thing's going to happen is costs are going to come out of the capitalist system, free enterprise system. Removal of costs. Nobody knows how to make money. They figure out how to reduce costs. That's you and me. But it's not just you and me, not just you, Black people. It's professionals, lawyers, accountants, assurance professionals, anything that can be processed, mortgage professionals, it's gone. Now, the problem is that there's a new iteration of jobs coming, but my guess is going to be a 3-year lag between the old jobs and the new plan for new jobs. They should be, by the way, our government shouldn't be destroying the part of education. They should be retooling it for financial literacy and AI literacy at scale, like the new Marshall Plan, right? Because that's what happened after the World War II, a Marshall Plan, which is a mortgage for a new home, a trade for a new job, as much education you shove down your throat for, at that point, people who are 99% Caucasian coming back from the military, even though we were there, they didn't get the benefits. They need now all of us, our white rural brothers and sisters are in the same spot that we're in. By the way, white professionals are in the same spot that we're in, but we have a creativity. When, as you know, Black folks, when we say something's cool, it's cool in Taipei, it's cool in Taiwan, it's cool in North Korea. When we say it's a dud in Russia. We just need to go from creativity in cool in culture to capitalism and commerce. This is what we have to master now. And if we bring our creativity to this, because the playing field is now level, 99% of Black folks don't know a thing about AI, but 99% of white folks don't know a thing about AI either, right? It's mutual opportunity discrimination. And everything, please, audience, hear me when I say this. Everything's about to be remade. This chair, AI in chairs, AI in the mic that my brother's using, AI in graphics manufacturing behind you, AI in t-shirt manufacturing, like literally AI in NBA sports, AI in sports, AI, literally everything's gonna be remade. So we have an opportunity on a level playing field to do two things. One, to go into artificial intelligence using our innovation, our creativity, our ability to AI is not going to replace your job. You're going to be replaced by somebody who understands how to control and run AI. If you can control and run AI, and by the way, you don't need a 4-year education for this. You don't need a 2-year education for this. I don't know what's going to be 4-year colleges. It's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
You can do this in a 4-week, 4 months, certainly 1 year certification. By the way, coding, gone. Like, gone.
They don't want to hear it, but yep.
Gone, right? We were talking about, and I love, all the coding discussion. And I had a coding lab, but AI does it for you. So we, with our creativity and our pulse and our cultural progressiveness, can get on the back end of AI, get skilled in this really quickly, and become thought leaders, cultural leaders, product leaders, brand leaders, post leaders, business leaders. Now you combine that with the $100 trillion of wealth is going to transfer in the next 10 years. In fact, you've got more people over 65 than under age 18. And those under age 18 look like you and me. And those over 65 are my white brothers and sisters who are all trying to go play golf at the same time. And 15 trillion of that $100 trillion wealth transfer over the next 10 years are businesses. So am I going too fast?
No, you're doing great.
Keep cooking.
So the heritage was going to go, the stocks, the bonds, the cash, the houses, that's going to go to wives, husbands, children, nieces, nephews. They don't want the businesses. It's too much work.
Yeah.
You have $15 trillion worth. Please, audience, please hear me. You have $15 trillion worth of stable, successful, nothing wrong with them businesses. They have cash flows. They have real estate. They got client lists. So, and now let's go from high tech now to just no tech. Because, by the way, you can't AI plumbers. You can't AI electrician.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There are trades that we can master that are going to be in an enormous supply. You need 50,000 plumbers a year today. There's a deficit. It's about the same for electricians. So if we take the trades plus we take the trade, we go and buy these businesses. Now, here's a low-tech solution. Go to Ubi, Iowa. Go to, I don't know, Tulsa, Oklahoma. It doesn't matter where it is. Find the biggest dentist franchise in Tulsa. I mean, Cincinnati. It doesn't matter where it is. Find the biggest plumbing. You gotta go to Joe's Plumbing. Oh, you can only go to this dentist. They have 3, 6, 8 offices. Go in there. If that guy or that lady is 60 years old, 65, hang around them. Become their friend. They have no place. They've got no succession plan. Buy that business from them. They might do it in part for seller financing. You got stocks. You got real estate. You got cash flow. You have a customer list. Why are we starting a pizza restaurant with a $50,000 GoFundMe campaign with a 78% possible failure rate as a startup, when you can go buy a $5 or $10 million business that's proven to be successful, that has assets? And by the way, Wall Street will finance the majority of that for you with non-recourse financing.